very good. Obviously, it feels a little bit familiar, but yeah, obviously we want to make sure that we did the right things, and obviously Fulham, play at home, bring the flags out, bring a good atmosphere, and obviously I think their manager said it was the biggest game of the season so far, and we had to be ready to fight, and I think we started the game very well. Scored a good goal, created many chances to double the lead or triple the lead, but in the end we find a way and we go to Wembley, and I can't wait to see all our fans there again.
Yeah, final to look forward to in your first full season with Liverpool. How special is this?
Yeah, it's special, it's unbelievable. You can't ask for much more, really. We had to dig in tonight, we knew we would have to. Top side, and obviously my first season there, and happy to get to a final and try and win a trophy.
You did have to dig in, particularly in those last 15 minutes. Just how well has this man done, and Connor too, in that back line?
Very well. Obviously, the right-hand side was not maybe the most experienced side today, but they did very well. I think the whole season already. I think I'm proud of these guys, and it's only a beginning for them, and they must feel it that way as well. But to be going to the final with this performance is a very good thing, and only shows what kind of progress they made, and hopefully they can keep going.
Yeah, I suppose between now and that final, it's just going to be all about maintaining these levels of performance and confidence, which, yeah, you must be able to believe you can do with the way you're going.
Yeah, it's all about rhythm. You have to keep playing. Felt a little bit rusty out there tonight. I've not played in a few weeks, but yeah, it's all about just playing games, and doing it with Connor is special for me as well, because I played with him for almost 10 years now, and sharing the pitch with him out here tonight was a special feeling.
Look at the stats, you can see what a close game we had and what a balanced game we had. Both sides having the same number of shots on target. You don't often see expected goals exactly the same for both sides, and even the touches in the opposition's box are very, very similar. 27 for Fulham, 26 for Liverpool. Did it feel that balanced for you, Mikhail, when you were watching it?
No, it didn't.
Right.
I'm going to lie to you. It definitely didn't feel that balanced. I thought Liverpool had a lot of control of it, especially in the first 20 minutes of the second half. Fulham couldn't really get out their half. So I couldn't remember 11 shots that Fulham took. So I'm quite surprised.
you really genuinely are. No. It's like I've just done a magic trick in front of you and you're utterly bemused.
What do you feel?
I mean, I would say it was a close game. There were moments where Fulham had their vibe going, and there were times in the game where I felt as if Liverpool had control. But certainly when you look at the stats, I wouldn't say that you would have anticipated it to be that close, but moments happen, and maybe one shot and another shot happens in one move, and it counts up. And
Have you been involved in games where your side has had that control for, say, 65, 70 minutes, and all of a sudden it switches, and before you know it, you can't get yourself out of it?
Yeah. Well, I think in games like this, specifically in cup games as well, when like today, this could be it. We're going through, throwing the kitchen sink at it. We're trying our absolute best. There are moments when we're going to have to be defensively on point for this last 20 minutes, because we know they need to score two, which is why Jurgen decided to bring on the extra centre-half and say, hey, we're going to show this thing up. We're going to go 5 at the back. We're going to ensure they ain't going to go with anything crazy. So I think that's kind of, the vibe.
Goals change games, that's a known fact, and that's when you could see that was the first time that probably Fulham put Liverpool on the back foot, and then had a spell where the intensity rose. They was getting numbers into the box. I think what killed it for Fulham was the subs. I thought the timing of the subs from Liverpool really took the sting out of the game and took the sting out Fulham's sort of attacking.
The bringing Kanate on, bringing Bobby Clark on, and just kind of
really. I think it was really, whether it was done and planned or it was effective, and it really sort of put Fulham back a few notches.
There's nothing worse than when you get it in your groove, and you're feeling like we're about to get back in this, guys. I can smell it, I can sense it, and then they bring on the extra centre half, and you're thinking, I feel like there's bodies everywhere now.
Yeah.
The spaces that were once there during the game, and the opportunities that you felt you could create, there's a body there now. You know, there's not space on the wings anymore. There's not space in those central areas. And Mick, what would you say about that?
No, I fully agree, because the only space that was left was in their defensive third. So that's why you saw the game get a lot slower, because the centre halves were standing on the ball, bit looking forward to see if there was more space, but there was too many bodies in the front line because of the fifth player. So the centre halves were kind of like passing the ball in between each other, giving it to Paulinho, and he was holding on the ball, trying to look forward, but he couldn't really see nothing there either, because you could see bodies. So there was a good 5 minutes, like from the 80th minute to the 85th minute, where the centre halves had the ball majority of the time than the ball actually going forward.
So sometimes us fans will go, why didn't you do that earlier? Why couldn't you have gone a bit earlier at them, say from a Fulham perspective? But I'm guessing, A, it's not as simple as that, and B, it's not as easy as that.
Well, they're coming up against a very, very good team with good quality individuals that just couldn't match their levels on the day. You know, Fulham looked dangerous tonight when they got into wide areas and got balls across the box, and especially when Liverpool went to that back five, they just couldn't get them spaces down the sides to get balls in. So look, overall, you have to say that Liverpool deserve to go through.
Because there were also periods in that second half when we were all sitting here going, uh-oh, as Fulham had pushed forward, and all of a sudden Liverpool were breaking with maybe a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-3.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not going to lie to you, I was on here, I've got Dan here, I've got Steve here, and they were like, Steve's obviously supporting Fulham, he's obviously supporting Liverpool, and I'm like, let's not go extra time.
Let's take a look at the Liverpool goal again from Luis Diaz, who's had a lot going on this season. But if a Luis Diaz is firing and part of whatever the rotation is as a Liverpool front three, Daniel, they're onto it.
And he looks like he felt good today. You know, when he was on the pitch, he had that supreme confidence in his abilities. You could see he was doing skills. Great first touch here to time it. And then when he cuts and shifts it inside, of course, it's almost like a double deflection. You know, he kind of connects with the ball, it rebounds off and goes back on his foot. And of course, you know, we can say the keeper should have done a little bit better there, but I think he'll be delighted with the goal, and he seemed to be enjoying himself out there today.
I suppose we'll only know from an actual goalkeeper how much that double deflection that Daniel pointed out would just affect.
Yeah, I still feel as though they're distanced where the shot was, but I know still had enough time, could see the ball. I think he'll be very, very disappointed. You can see, I think, from his reaction there that he'll be disappointed that he didn't get more of a hand, wrist behind it and parry it to the side. I think he'll look at that and he'll be disappointed tonight.
Sort of kind of went under his arm slightly as he went to parry it.
Yeah, sometimes the slow ones kind of catch you off guard, but I feel like he'll be disappointed that. I feel like he would go back, watch it, and feel that he should have done better there.
All three of you agree, and you can go first, Mikael, on this, that the Fulham goal is it's a cracking finish, full stop. It's an even better finish from a centre-half.
100%.
Can't believe you just give that.
No, is that not fair? I mean, that's kind of what all three of you have alluded to here, and I've just put it into words.
I didn't say that, Diop. Yeah. One thing I'm definitely saying, the work from Harry Wilson, when he came on, he kind of changed the game. He brought some energy in. The cut that he brought in, he sent Bradley to the shops. And then, obviously, found Issa, it's deflected up. So the reaction of just getting it off his thigh and finding the far corner was, mate, it's a great finish. Just instinctive. It's like he's been there his whole life.
It's like what you said, though, at half-time. This is where they look dangerous down the sides. But Diop's in there, and we'll see from another angle coming up where it takes a deflection off of Quansah. But he knows he's going to come at pace, and it's just about what part of the body can he get there. He sees this really late in terms of the deflection, and he's okay, right, what part can I get on it? And it's one of the most delicate touches off his thigh. It's a great finish from centre half.
But you know when they talk in cricket about soft hands for catches, that it just comes in. That's actually what you're saying, isn't it? It's kind of like a soft thigh.
I don't even want to talk about just the soft thigh. I'm actually talking about his movement. Like, he's taken a step back and then driven into the space across Virgil. So, like, he didn't really have much chance. So the movement was quality as well.
You know when we play five-a-side, attack v defence, typically defence win, right?
Yeah.
But the defenders seem to know the moves that you're supposed to do against defenders. Like, I know as a centre forward, number one rule is get across the face. That's what they say to us, right? But as a defender, he's probably knowing, like, okay, the double movement, like Mick said, make sure I get across the front, the timing. But as you were talking about the finish, man, off the knee, off the thigh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just naughty. It's naughty.
The ball across as well is properly drilled, isn't it?
Yeah, and he made a difference, and that's what you want as a sub that comes on. Can you make an impact there? Good composure there, and then once he gets in the box, the ball all night for Fulham was always wrapped through the 6-yard box, and on that occasion they had someone there that can put it away.
So in training, if a centre half went up front in training, would they think they'd know all the moves that a striker would do?
Listen, man, I know defenders that fancy themselves as strikers, you know what I mean? Even goalkeepers, you know, all positions. When you play in those games, we used to do old v Young at Liverpool, and sometimes the defenders would go up front. They want to have the feeling of scoring a goal too, and some of them are good finishers. We're not saying that they can't